Let's begin with a trick of the mind. A magician's act so smooth that even the magician doesn't know he's performing. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine your future. Maybe you're standing on a balcony overlooking the city you've always wanted to live in. You've got the job you dreamed of, the love you longed for, the success you believed would complete you. You can feel the happiness in your chest. Now, open your eyes. That picture you saw, it was a masterpiece painted by your brain, but as Daniel Gilbert tells us in Stumbling on Happiness, the artist is unreliable. Our imagination is not a time machine, it's a storyteller, using fragments of memory, emotion, and desire to sketch what's ahead. We think we know what will make us happy, but most of the time, we are wrong. The faulty future machine. Gilbert calls this the illusion of foresight. He tells us that humans are unique in their ability to simulate the future, yet this simulator is deeply flawed. Take the story of the lottery winners and accident victims. Psychologists tracked both groups over time. Shockingly, a year later, they reported nearly identical levels of happiness. The joy of sudden wealth fades, the sorrow of tragedy softens. The mind repairs itself quietly, an inner immune system of the psyche that helps us adapt far more than we imagine. And yet, when we stand in the present, we feel so certain that a new car, a new city, or a new partner will transform us. We are the world's worst fortune tellers when it comes to our own emotions. Gilbert calls this the impact bias, our tendency to overestimate how deeply and how long future events will affect our happiness. You can see it in everyday life. The teenager convinced that failing one exam will ruin her life. The adult who believes a breakup will end his joy forever. Yet months later, both laugh again. We forget that the mind bends back toward balance. Memory and imagination are the untrustworthy twins. Gilbert reveals another secret. Memory and imagination are not mirrors of truth, but painters of emotion. Memory edits the past to make sense of it. Every time we recall a moment, we repaint it, slightly brighter or darker than it really was. And imagination borrows from those same colors when it tries to picture the future. In one delightful experiment, participants were asked to predict how happy they would be eating strawberry ice cream every day for a week. Most thought it would be paradise. By the third day, however, many couldn't stand the sight of it. Their imagination had skipped the details, the stickiness, the repetition, the loss of novelty. We imagine futures in broad strokes, but we live them in details. That's why the honeymoon phase of a dream often fades into routine reality. The mind is vivid, but it's not accurate. The tyranny of choice. In one of the book's most memorable tales, Gilbert describes a photography class at Harvard. Students were asked to take photos and then choose one to keep. Some were told the choice was final. Others could swap later. Weeks passed. Those who couldn't change their choice grew more satisfied with their photo. They found meaning in it, saw its beauty more clearly. But those who could swap, who had freedom, became restless, doubtful, less happy. It's a paradox of the modern mind. We believe that more options equal more joy, but freedom can paralyze the heart. When we cannot go back, our mind heal and justify the path we took. But when the door stays open, we keep staring at it. So Gilbert's lesson here is simple and profound. Commitment, not freedom, is the key to happiness. When we close the door behind us, our mind decorates the room we're in. The stranger inside you. Perhaps the most humbling truth Gilbert shares is that we are strangers to ourselves. You might think, I know what will make me happy. But Gilbert gently warns, the you of today cannot fully understand the you of tomorrow. You change more than you expect. Desires fade, values shift, the taste of joy transforms. He offers a startling insight. If you want to know what will make you happy, don't trust your imagination. Ask someone who's living your future right now. Want to know if being a parent brings happiness? Don't guess. Ask parents. Want to know if quitting your job to travel the world will fulfill you? Ask those who have done it. It feels counterintuitive, but data from others' lives predicts our future happiness better than our own dreams. The mind is too close to its own illusions to see clearly. The silent healer, our psychological immune system. Throughout the book, Gilbert returns to a beautiful, comforting truth. Humans are astonishingly resilient. We stumble, fall, lose, regret, yet the mind repairs itself in secret. Think of the man who doesn't get his dream job, but later says, "Thank God I didn't. I found something better." Or the woman who is left by someone she loved, only to discover new strength and joy years later. These are not cliches. They are evidence of the mind's hidden healing mechanisms, its capacity to reinterpret pain as purpose. We think we're fragile, but we're more flexible than we'll ever believe in the moment of loss. The true nature of happiness. As the narrative unfolds, Gilbert leads us toward an elegant realization. Happiness is not something we find, it's something we synthesize. When reality doesn't match your desires, our minds generate meaning that transforms disappointment into peace. We create happiness from within, not as a fantasy achieved, but as a perspective embraced. So when we stumble, and we will, we stumble on happiness, not away from it. Because every misstep, every detour forces us to adjust, to imagine anew, to make sense of our story in ways that make us whole. In the final pages, Gilbert's voice turns reflective, almost tender. He reminds us that the future we picture will rarely feel like we think it will be. And that's not a flaw, but a gift. If we could predict every joy and sorrow accurately, life would be a movie we've already seen. Instead, it's an unfolding story, rich with surprises, mistakes, and unexpected laughter. The miracle, Gilbert tells us, is not in finding perfect happiness, but in realizing we already possess the tools to create it, through imagination, adaptation, and meaning. So when the narrator of your life whispers, "I'll be happy when," pause, smile, and correct him. No, I'll be happy as I go.